Good day, this is Sir Ben, and we are going to solve some problems in the final exam. For fill in the blanks, no, meron tayo dito mga columns and rows, and then sa first row we have 75th percentile, no, the percentile, and then we have here the sample size, and then right tail. So this is one tail also, and the t-value, which is from the t-distribution table. So for the first row, we have the 75th, no? And then n here is 9. And then missing value is yung right tail and the t-value. First, we will going to solve number 1, that this right tail or one tail value. So the formula here for this column is 1 minus the percentile. Okay, so this means that 1 minus 0.75, and our answer here is 0.25. And then for the second row, this is 1 minus 0.85. No, 0.85 will give us 0.15. Okay, and then in the third row, we have 90th. So we have 1 minus 0.9 will give us 0.1. Okay, so remember to convert this to decimal. So 75th is 0.75. We divide this by 100. 85 divide 100 is 0.85, and 90 is 0.9. Okay, so for the t value, we must first convert n to df, or the degrees of freedom. So degrees of freedom is equals to n minus 1. So here we have 9 minus 1, 8, 5 minus 1, 4, 10 minus 1, 9. Okay. So for the t value, we will refer to the t distribution table. We have 0.25 at our one tail. 0.25, we look at the one tail, then we have 0.25. Then for the degrees of freedom is 8. So our value for the t is 0.706. For the second row, we have 0.15 at one tail row, and then down to 4 degrees of freedom, we have 1.19. And then for the third row, 90th, so that is 0.1 at our one tail, no? And then down to 9 degrees of freedom, we have 1.383. Okay, so these are our t values. Okay, next, in this portion, what is the length of the following confidence interval? So the formula for the length is equals to UCL upper class limit minus the lower class limit. So for this 3, 7, 8, and 9, ang itsura ng ating confidence interval, so the position here is that the UCL is at the right, no, the higher value, and then the lower value is at the left, which is the lower class limit. So we have the upper class limit, which is in the right, and the lower class limit at the left. So we will just get the difference, means that in number 7, 0.553 minus 0.34 will give us 0.213, and we will do this same as 8 and 9. Dito naman sa 10 and 11, we are given the upper class limit and the lower class limit. We will just get the difference, or 0.520 minus 0.48 will give us 0.4. Okay, similarly, 0.815 minus 0.213 0.25 will give us 0.565. Okay. For number 12, this is problem solving. A company claims that the average delivery time of their product is 4 days. So pag nabasa niyo yung pag nakita niyo yung salitang claim, this refers to our mu or the population mean. A sample of 40 deliveries, so meron tayong N, 40, show that the average delivery time is 4.5. So this is the X bar or the sample mean. And the population standard deviation, which is sigma of 1.2 days. What is the test statistic? So the test statistic here to use is the z-test for one sample. Formula is z is equals to x bar minus mu all over sigma over square root of n. Okay, we plug in the values. So we have 4.5 minus 4 divided by 1.2 over square root of 40. Okay. So at our calculator will give us 2.64 in 2 decimal places. So similarly sa 13 ganoon din naman siya. Okay. So a student claims that the student score an average of 80. So pag nabasa natin yung claim, that will be the standing record. So that is 80 mu. Okay, the population mean. A sample, so that is N20, has an average score of 88. Okay, so that is your X bar or the sample mean. With a known population standard deviation, so that is sigma of 10. Okay, what is the test statistic? So, still, we will be using z-test kasi kung mapapansin nyo, we are given the standard deviation as the population standard deviation. So, we just use the z-test for one sample. We have 88 x bar minus mu, which is 80 over 10 over the square root of 20. So, that will give us 3.58. For number 14, a random sample of 60 students has a mean score of 92 and the population standard deviation of 6. The school claims that the mean test score is 90. At a 5% significant level, that is two-tail, should the claim be rejected. So take note yung mga choices natin, ganito lang, we will not do the math. May mga given siya na value. So for this, the answer is the test statistic is 2.58. Let us check if the answer is indeed 2.58. So our X bar here is 92 minus 90, which is the claim, over our standard deviation. Population standard deviation is 6 over square root of 60. So answer is 2.58, which is our test statistic. And then the critical value, since at 5% significance level or alpha, two-tail, we will be having positive, negative 1.96. Okay, so the absolute value of 1.96. So what would be the interpretation? So if you will draw the curve, this will be our negative 1.96. This is our 1.96 positive. The test statistic lies here in the rejection region, which is 2.58. No? So since it lies in the rejection region, we will reject the null hypothesis. So we will reject the claim. So this is the answer. For this one, the mean gasoline consumption of 8 cars is 28 liters with a standard deviation of 1.6 liters. Find the point and interval estimate using 95% confidence level. So at 95% confidence level, what is your alpha? So that is 0.05. No, alpha is 0.05. And what is the appropriate distribution? Okay, so take note that the given here is a standard deviation, but it does not refer to a population standard deviation. Since the sample size is 8, small sample size, if n is less than 30 and sigma is unknown, okay, we will use the t-distribution. Okay, for 17 to 24, I will read. Energizer claims that the AA battery lasts up to 1,300 hours. So the claim word will give us the mu, which is the population mean, 1,300 hours, with a population standard deviation, so that is sigma of 35 hours. Marites tested the claim among 14 samples, so that is N14, found their mean lifespan to be, so that is X bar, 1,250 hours. At 0.05 alpha, and using the two-tailed test, is the claim of Energizer correct? Okay. So first question, what is the correct null hypothesis? So for using the two-tailed test at 0.05 alpha, so we can write for the null, there is no significant difference between the sample mean and the population mean. So x above is x bar is equals to mu. And then for the alternative, ganito naman, no? If this is the null, alternative hypothesis not equal. HA x bar is not equal to mu. So this is read as there is a significant difference between the sample mean and the population mean. Okay, so just remember, no, pag equal, no, pag equal, this is read as there is no. Kasi equal, meron silang pagkakaparehas eh. So walang pagkakaiba. Okay? So walang pagkakaiba. Kaya equal. And then there is a significant difference. May pagkakaiba. Kaya not equal. Okay? Next question, what statistical test is appropriate? So since our given is the population standard deviation, we will be using the Z. Okay, the Z test for one sample. Even though our sample size is small, pero we will refer to the standard deviation for our test statistic. So number 20, which will correctly express the null hypothesis. So also our null hypothesis can be written as this one, no? H sub O is, so we have our mu is equals to the given 1,300 for two-tailed test, while our HA can be written as this one. If our null is equal, the opposite is not equal. So this is our two-tailed alternative hypothesis. Ngayon, if suppose Marites decide to use a one-tailed test, which will correctly express the alternative hypothesis. So, ganito naman, no? If one-tailed test, this is two-tailed test by the way. If one-tailed test, we can write our alternative. So, we will start with the alternative. Our alternative is that the mu or the claim dun sa ating given is less than na. Kasi Marites tested the claim among 14 samples is found that their mean life sample or mean lifespan is 1,250. So the alternative will be mu is less than 1,300, in which our null here is mu is equal to 1,300, or it can also be written as mu is greater than, okay, 1,300. Okay, pwede rin ganyan. Okay, what will be the formula to compute the test stat if n is greater than? Syempre, if n is greater than and our standard deviation is a population standard deviation, we will use the z. Okay. Compute the test statistic. So, it will give us negative 5.35. Suppose you are given the computed value comp B and the critical value crit B for certain two-tailed statistical analysis. Which of the following is a possible condition that will lead the rejection of the null hypothesis? Okay, so the answer here is this one. So if we place our computed value, which is negative 5.35, the absolute value of negative 5.35 is greater than or equal to the critical value. Ang gamit natin dito is 0.05, di ba? Which is our alpha. That is, the critical value is positive negative 1.96. So we place here 1.96. So the absolute value of negative 5.35 is positive 5.35, greater than or equal to 1.96. So at our curve, yung ating 1.96 nandito, 'di ba, sa right side ng 0, and then yung 5.35 lies in the rejection region, 'di ba? Nandito siya. So since it lies in the rejection region, this will reject the null hypothesis. So the answer is this one, okay? Since same din sa 26, null hypothesis should be rejected because the condition is this one. Okay, number 27. Based on the decision on the null, what will Marites do? Null, this one, H sub O and H sub A. If we reject the null hypothesis, this means there is, no, not equal. There is a significant difference between the sample mean and the population mean. So number 28, considering the conclusion at the population and sample mean, what is the implication on the Energizer's battery performance? So the performance of the AA batteries of Energizer has decreased. So mapansin natin yung 'di ba yung null natin can be written also as this one. Rejected to, no? So yung accepted natin this is the alternative. At one tail, 'di ba napansin natin kanina that the population mean has decreased, so less than 1,300. They found out that the battery life has a lifespan of 1,250. Okay, so 29, based on your conclusion, what action should be taken? Okay, the Energizer company must review the manufacturing process to determine the possible cause of the decline. Okay, so nag-decline yung kanyang performance. Okay, in case that the null hypothesis was actually true, and considering the decision Marites made on the null hypothesis was an error committed, okay, so the answer here is a type 1 error. Because when you reject a true null hypothesis, you commit a type 1 error. So remember, when you reject a true null hypothesis, the error committed is a type 1 error. So for questions 31 to 35, Einstein wanted to investigate the proportion of students who will take ABM related courses in college. He asked 70 male students and 50 of them said that they will take ABM strand. So we have here, let P sub 1 will be the proportion of male students that will take the ABM course. So kita natin dito 50 out of 70. So 50 out of 70 will give us 0.71 or 71%. Okay? And then let P sub 2 will be the proportion for female students that will take ABM course will be 45 out of 60. That will give us 0.75 or 75%. Okay? So, ang tanong dito, what is the null hypothesis of the study if a two-tailed test is to be made? So, remember that the given is 0.05 level of significance. Okay, so we can write as the null as the H sub O is that P sub 1 is equal to P sub 2. So, kung babasahin natin to, the proportion of male students who prepare the ABM strand is the same. So, the equal sign is read as the same, is the same with the proportion of female students. Sa number 33 is represented by this one, no? Pares lang. So for two-tailed test, what is the alternative hypothesis of the study? For two-tailed test is H sub A is P sub 1 is not equal to P sub 2. So it is read as the proportion of male students who prefer the ABM strand is not the same. So yung not equal is not the same as the proportion of female students. For the problem, the tabulated value is Z is 1.96, which is our critical value, while the computed Z value is 0.458. What is the decision of the null? So when we can use this one, so the absolute value of the computed value is negative 0.458 is greater than or equal to 1.96, di ba? So the absolute value is 0.458 greater than equal to 1.96. So sa ating curve, yung 1.96, 'di ba, nandito sa ating kanan. And then yung 0.458 nandito sa region of non-rejection. So nandito siya, no? Yung 0.458 sa region of non-rejection. So pag nasa region of non-rejection, the null hypothesis cannot be rejected. Okay, for the last part, we have here a correlational analysis problem. Lebron believes that those who are good in English tend to be good in math. So, ibig sabihin, our independent variable here is English. And then, our y, which is the dependent, is math. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pagka good siya in English, he tends to be also good in math. So, what is the null hypothesis of the study? So, kung susulat natin yan, class, H sub O for correlation is R is equals to 0, while our H sub A is R is not equal to 0. So, pag null, there is no significant correlation kasi pag 0 yung ating Pearson's R value, interpretation here is no correlation. So, there is no correlation or significant correlation between the grades in math and in English. While our alternative here is that there is, kasi that is not equal eh. Sabihin meron siyang somehow a correlation. So there is a significant correlation between grades in English and in math. So again, what is our independent? That is in grade in English. So look closely at the data. If the random student has a grade of 87, so kung 87 daw, ito, what could most likely be his grade in math? So the answer here is the student has a grade above 90. So kita nyo kasi kung 85 na to and this is 90 na sa math, it could be probably more than 90. Okay? It can be 91, 92 or so forth. So thank you very much, this is Sir Bren. Hope you have learned from this lesson. I will see you on my next upload. Goodbye and God bless.